In this first example, in the yellow text box, it says that we are investing $4,800 into an account, and the account will give us 2.9% APR compounded monthly. We're going to leave the money in the account for 20 years, and we want to know how much we'd have after 20 years. Now, there is a formula, the compound interest formula, that can calculate this for you, but we're going to focus on how you could set this up and figure it out using Excel. So first thing to understand about this is when they say that we have a 2.9% annual percentage rate, APR, and we're compounding it monthly, that means the bank will go in every month and apply a little bit of interest to your account. How much they actually give you every month, they take your 2.9%, your 0.029, divided up into 12 equal pieces. So they take 0.029 divided by 12 and multiply it by the current amount in the account. So every month they go in and they multiply the amount in your account times 0.029 over 12. That's how much interest you'll gain that month. So let's go ahead and fill this table in. So the amount to start, I don't have anything in my account, and then that means I wouldn't add any interest. So 0, 0. The amount at the end of month 0, that's right when I put my money in. So I'm going to put $4,800 into the account to start. So no time's passed. I'm going to go down now to cell B9. What we have here is the start of month 1. At the start of month 1, this cell will equal what was in the account the end of the previous month. So this cell should equal cell D8, the amount I had in there at the end of month 0. So it equals cell D8. So when I press enter, it says indeed I have $4,800 to start at the start of month 1. Now I want it to tell me how much interest will the bank add to the account this month. So every month they go in, they take the amount you have in the account and they multiply it times 0.029 over 12. They're dividing your 2.9% annual interest into 12 equal pieces. So the interest they'll add is equal to 0.029 divided by 12 times the amount in the account right now is in cell B9. That $4,800. I press enter. It says they're going to give me $11.60. So now at the amount at the end of the month, well, it will equal the amount I had at the beginning of the month. So that's what's in cell B9 plus the interest they added, what's in cell C9. So this cell will equal cell B9 plus cell C9. They add them up, and now the amount I have in my account is $4,811.60. Okay, one more row down. Now I'm going to month 2. At the start of month 2, what I have in my account is the amount that was in the account at the end of month 1. So cell B10 will equal. It should equal what was in the account at the end of month 1. So that is what's in cell D9. Press enter. All right, and again, they calculate interest. So they're going to have interest equal to 0.029 divided by 12 times the amount in the account, which is found in cell B10. Press enter. It says this month they give me a little more interest because they're finding that percentage of a little bit higher value, so I get a little bit more interest. And again, at the end of the month, to find it, it should equal what's in cell B10, that's the amount I had in the account at the beginning of the month, plus cell C10, the interest they gave me. I press enter. There it is. Now again, down here in cell B3, we're talking about how much money is in the account at the start of month 3. And again, it should equal the amount in the end of the previous month. You notice it's the same formula every time. The formula I've written here in column B always is equal to what was in the account in the previous month at the end. So I'm just going to drag this formula down. So we put our cursor in the bottom right hand corner so that it looks like a little black cross. I drag it all the way down to month 120. Right now it says 0 because it's referencing up to this cell up above it, and there's nothing in that cell, but as soon as we fill it in, it's going to fill in automatically. So that formula has been dragged down. So for example, right here in row 50, if I click in cell B50, you notice that the formula is equal to cell D49. It's referencing up a row and over. And once there's something in cell D49, this will fill in and won't be zero anymore. All right, again, I see that I have a pattern in column C. Column C is calculating the interest, and what it does is it takes 0.029 divided by 12 and multiplies it times the cell in column B. Again, I'm going to drag that formula down, drag it all the way down, 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 down. Here we go. And one more. The formula we wrote in column D always is the amount in the account at the end of the month. It takes what's in column B plus what's in column C, adds it together, and tells you what's in the account at the end. So again, I'm going to drag that formula down. And once I do, it actually fills the whole thing in. So for example, right here in cell B116, it says at the start of month 108, I have $6,214.51 in my account. And then it calculates interest that month, and it gives me $15.02 of interest. So at the end of the month, I have $6,229.53. If you go down one row to month 109, it's copying what was in the account at the end of the last month, and it continues the pattern. So down here in this cell D128, this is how much I'd have after 120 months. This is at the beginning of the problem to calculate how much would be in the account after 20 years. So 20 years is equal to 12 months per year times 20 years. That's 240 months. So I'm going to drag this all the way down to 240 months. So instead of 120, I'm dragging it down, down, down to 240 months. That's 20 years, and I'm going to do the same thing here with all the rest of my formulas. After 20 years, there is $8,566.99 in the account. If I wanted to know how much money did I invest, how much interest did I gain, and what's my total amount, so the amount I invested, remember we just had one lump sum investment. You put $4,800 in the account at the beginning. How much do I have after 20 years? Well, I have $8,566.99 after 20 years. So how much interest did I actually earn? Well, that would equal the amount I had at the end of 20 years minus the amount I originally invested. I gained $3,766.99 in interest.